let's talk some stats here, Jordan. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk some first half stats with you because I got some that stuck out to me that are pretty alarming.
Okay.
So we got TBD. This is the first half, guys.
Yep.
TBD, 9 of 21, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble.
Wow.
Knighton, 11 carries, 30 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. TBD himself, negative 2 yards rushing. Mallory led the way in receptions with 2 for 57 yards. Harley, 3 receptions, 17 yards. Keyshawn Smith, 2 receptions, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. Rambo, here's the one here it is right here. Rambo, 1 reception for 3 yards. That was the first half, bro.
Do you know what he finished with?
No, I know he put up some stats after that.
6 for 95. He's a beast, man. Rambo is a beast. He had 92 receiving yards in the second half.
I mean, he did that all of that coming off of a terrible first half. You know, often you don't see wide receivers make those kind of leaps after they've had struggles early, but he's proving to be a guy who can, while he wasn't depended on for 4 quarters a day, he can be depended on in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was this the death of us? Was this slow start what the ultimate death of today was for us? Or was there something else that stood out to you that might be why we lost this game?
I think it was, because I thought this game could go one of 2 ways, right? Coming into this game, I knew that, there was a mismatch between our passing game and Florida State's defensive backfield, right?
Yeah.
There was also the mismatch of Florida State's run game versus our run defense.
Yeah.
And so I thought this game could go 2 ways. We could come out guns a-blazing, get up 28-0, and then just, force FSU to pass, which is not what they want to do, and then just, right off into the sunset. Or I thought Florida State could come out playing smash mouth football. If they get some 3 and outs, they could really control the clock, that type of thing. I wasn't really expecting all those turnovers. But, they kind of ate our lunch and controlled the clock all first half, and it was effective. It was a smart game plan. It's what I would have done if I was Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
And it worked. So, you can't always get turnovers like on command, right? But the game plan worked for FSU, and it's tough, man, because we came back, we got up by 8.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Alex, thank you for the donation, man. He says, "How sad is it that I, as a fan, look back at 2017 as the best Canes football I've ever seen." Says, "I hate my life, bro." I hope you don't truly hate your life, Alex. But hopefully change is coming now because of what happened today. I don't see how change can't happen anymore. You can't lose to this FSU team and keep your job at Miami. I just don't see how, Jordan. I really don't.
Yeah.
So Mr. Ross, Manny's got to go. His defense are just not effective. Absolutely, South Georgia Cane. Thank you for the donation. And you're preaching to the choir here, man. Manny Diaz's defense from top to bottom is a failed scheme. This is an old scheme that hasn't been adjusted to defend the new era, new spread offense eras. Manny Diaz has proven that he can't adjust as a coach to make those changes to give us consistent coverage or consistent pass rush against these type of teams. All these players on defense are all Manny's guys. He was all part of their recruitment. He's been part of their development the entire time. And this is what we see. We see the worst linebacking core at the University of Miami that I've ever seen. It's not even close. It's not even close.
It's not close. It's not.
Flight looked slower today than he did last week, and I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation, Frank the Legendary. He says the game was lost on the 4th and 14 play. That's fair. It's fair, man. That was a gut, one of those gut ones where it just slipped you right open.
Yep.
So what do you do if let's say you do a little role play here for you, buddy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You are Blake James, and you are Blake James with his tendencies, with his mentality, with all the shit that goes along with him, right?
Let me try to become really incompetent for a moment.
conversation do you have with Manny Diaz after this game?
Well, it'd probably start off with, well, Manny, if I wasn't fired myself, I'd fire you. But if I was still employed at the university right now, we'd probably have a discussion about your job. But you'll have to talk to someone else about that.
I mean, it seems like there's the rumors going around that Blake himself is already gone too. You know, that we're already pushing a distance there between them. So, I mean, hey, man, here's the thing, though. If we're starting to do that already and we're starting to sense that he's obviously not the right move going for us forward in football, maybe that means that we're actually going to try to bring in a football mind. I hope. That's all I can ask for. I don't want to bring in one of these guys that they go, oh, well, he oversees everything. He oversees softball really well. Yeah. He oversees, you know, these other sports and all that stuff really well. He's had a little success in football, but, you know, mostly spread around. I don't want that crap, bro. I want a football-minded athletic director.
How about a fundraiser? How about we get another fundraiser in here?
That's Blake James for you. I mean, if we want to run the fundraiser crew to death, I mean, that's him, you know. There's always been the talk here, too, of, you know, even if the school for some reason doesn't want to get rid of Blake James necessarily, that he could stay in some kind of a role of a fundraiser type role. But I don't think he could take that shot to his ego. Honestly, with the type of guy he is, I don't think he could.
Yeah. You know, I don't mind the idea. You know, if you guys haven't listened to the Orange Bowl Boys podcast where they had Alonzo Highsmith as a guest, highly recommended. But they kind of brought up the point of, you know, the idea of having like a football CEO type thing, or like a general manager of the football program, or, you know, just a division between football and the rest of the athletic department. I actually think that's a pretty visionary idea, right? Like, college football is a ever evolving sport, right? It changes, and it changes quickly. And it's a big business, man. I mean, college football is $1 billion business, you know? So I think Miami should try to get out in front. You know, if we do something where it's like, hey, we're bringing in an athletic director, but then we're also bringing in Alonzo Highsmith as the president of football, you know, and he has unilateral control over the football program, and, you know, is kind of a co-athletic director with only one focus. Why not? You know, why not pioneer something like that, right? I mean, football is a business now. College football, because the players can get paid. You know, they pretty much have free agency with the transfer portal, right? So why not poach an NFL guy and bring him in, you know, with ties to the university? He knows the standard that he needs to be at. He has a background in scouting. So, I mean, think of what the work that he could do in the transfer portal, right? And just with recruiting, if he could, you know, I don't know. I think, why not? You know, we're at the point where I'm open to suggestions, and the idea of having like a football czar or a president of football or something like that, it's creative, and it might be something that could change college football. And that's, you know, that's what the University of Miami used to do.
Yeah, we used to be the innovators.
Yeah,
that's we changed the game and changed it in a way that it was advantage for us. We figured out how to take our strengths and impose them over our team to the point where it was just utter domination.